Hello everyone, Rodari with another grounded video. In this video we're going to go over a part of the component for the Crimson Keep. The tour video for that will be linked in the description below, but this is going to be the main building to include the entrance decor right here, these guys. And then this main building over here to the right, which has all the storage and production underneath. Then we've got more, a little bit of production, more storage, and then finally the sleepy area right there. And of course we're joined on stream, on screen again by Luna. My cat that thinks that every time I'm speaking into the microphone, she should get treats. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Anyway, that's Luna. She likes to come sit on the camera a lot. So we're gonna go over this. I've already kind of got the base laid out in Creative, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to that, and we'll start with the building. So one sec while I pause, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are in the Creative world, and you see I've got lots of stuffs, messy stuffs. This is the base of that building. It's raised up one foundation above the ground that it's sitting on, and I'm going to use, whoops, sorry, sprig fences to show you just how wide each section is. So across the front, this is technically the front that way, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 foundations across the front. Now, not all those are going to stay there. I'm going to delete a few, but I'm doing this for the purpose of you guys knowing how big the base is. Now, along the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it is a 7 by 9 structure on the base. 7 by 9. I'm going to go ahead and delete out these because I know I've got the corners are not going to actually have sprig fences because that's where I'm going up with my foundational supports. I'm going to clear out my corners. The front side doesn't get anything I'm sorry, well, this side. The side facing the yard. I call it the front. It has the slope so you can get in there to get to the jerky racks, the pallet storage, the water tanks, and you know, there's mushroom gardens in there, and those are for decoration more than anything else. So I do have some notes written down, so if you guys see me kind of looking down, that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of glancing to the side to make sure that I'm getting all my measurements 100% correct. So now we're just going to start on the corners. It's going to be the 4 corners, going to be just the pillars. Thank you, game. And it's 4 foundations up from this elevated area. Like that. And then the same thing. Each corner is going to get 4 of these stacked on top of it like that. I'm going to do this side over here. And of course, Creative is going to, you know, have a little fun with me apparently. Now, I'm not going to put the sprig fence across here because I have another building that will eventually get attached right there. But you could do sprig fences if you just wanted to kind of close it off, but without being like totally obstructive of the view. This middle sprig fence does come out because that is the way out the back. But from here, I'm going to come over here to the side, and I'm just going to look up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the center. Now, the reason I'm starting to kind of count this out a little bit is I need to make sure I have it all lined up just right. But give me one moment. I'm going to go check on something. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So I just go check something real quick. Back in the real game, in the survival game. So now what I'm going to do, because we can build like this regularly now, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it down that floor up there. Now, mine, I have the bottom side of it filled with grass. I'm not going to do that in Creative just to save a little bit of time. But you can do that obviously as well because I hate the hollow look from underneath. Not a fan. There. Now, an easier way to do this is actually from above in Creative versus from down here. It should be okay. Come on. So from the old hedge-based build video that I have, this bottom section really hasn't changed. You know, it's still the same. I just modified the top 2 levels. Okay. So it's just a simple 7 by 9 like we went over. The top floor is the same as the bottom. I'm sorry, this next floor up is the same as this one. There's still more floors, so I can't call it the top. Now, I had the pallet storage back this way. And that's why there's this opening, because this is a way out the back. Because there are more buildings in the back of this. And as I continue through this series of, I guess, build components for the Crimson Keep, you'll see more and more of the buildings start getting laid out. One building you won't see is going to be the Woolside Bar. I've already done that video, so I'm not going to do that one again. But as you saw, I have my pallet storage, you know, here. Now, one thing I have noticed is putting pallets of grass on the floors is a bit different than it used to be. I always like to have this like this. Just pick a direction for the grass floors to turn. And then to keep your grass pallets from sticking off the back too far, I always found it helpful to do this. I'm only going to do this next level. I'm not going to do any more on this side. And then I'm going to do the wheat stem. So this is an area that is a bit of a problem because they say you have to add the half floor in front. So if you are trying to stack them and you're having a little bit of trouble, you may have to do this, which would then turn off your macro. Oops. Joe hates my macros. You know, maybe pull those forward a bit so you can reach them easier. You see I'm struggling to reach these. Let me switch to first person. That way, if I'm trying to load them up or move them around. I also like to have an extra pallet sitting off to the side so I don't have to have this half grass floor in front. But if you don't have this built already and you still want to stack them, you are going to need... there you go. You may not be able to get 3 of them pushed together like that, but it looks like I can. So there's going to be a bit of a gap in the back, so you may not need the sprig fences now that you have to build them this way. So, I mean, it still works. It sticks out a little bit. Not too bad. It still fits in with the overall setup. And on this side is these guys. And at one point, these pallets were full. And then I've been building over here so much, these pallets haven't been full in forever. And the same thing with the sprig fence. Even if you don't want to complete them, the blueprint will still help. But obviously this is creative mode, so there's no blueprints other than me just waiting to click the button. But if you're wanting to do that, you can certainly do that. See, it's probably also requiring the half floor as well. So we'll do the half floor. For those, like I said, for anybody who's wanting to actually stack them. This may be required. I may actually go through and do this myself in my own world. So I can pick them up, move them around, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's all it is. You just have to add a half floor to the front. And then you can stack them up and, you know, squeeze a whole bunch of pallets in here and go 3 high on each side. So you can still stack them up. You just have to add a half floor in front, which leaves a bit of a gap back here, but that's what it is. That's what we're about now. So that's where we're at. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in the wall that I know is already here. Because, like I said, in the tour video I told you guys this is my wife's tech support building. And we've already walled all this in. So I'm just going to go ahead and wall it in. Just to help out with a later video of setting this up. This is the jerky racks that are for me, actually to make jerky on. Not for, like berry leather and stuff. But you can use them for that too. It's, you know, what you want, it's your world. I have, I think it's 3 on each side. I would have done 4, but the 4th one didn't seem like it wanted to fit, even though right here it does go blue. And then water storage. I always like to have extra water storage because at one point, many months ago, our water production systems stopped working. So it's always helpful to have extra water. I've had people come on my stream, you're never going to drink all that water. That's the point. I don't ever want to be out of water. Now, I forget how many water dew collectors in my world, so I don't really have to worry about that too much anymore. But at the time of the Great Drought, that was a problem. All right, now underneath here, let's see. I'm going to lay out a couple of these guys. I'm going to delete them after I'm got everything placed. Because this is right up the center. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm here. And the same thing on this side. Now, like I said, I'm just laying some of these out so the spacing and they all line up properly. The ones that will stay are the ones that go to the side here and up. The ones right through the center are coming out. As well as the ones that closed in right here. That's all coming out. Because this is where the mushroom gardens go. Some people, they love their mushroom gardens. This is a nice little clean, decorative looking spot. You can fit anywhere from 4 to 6, depending on how close you really put them. I mean, you see I put right there, and then let me get myself out of the blueprint. Let's see. And of course, you got there's some lights in here because it's going to get dark. I always like to have lights right here. It's kind of signaling where the exit is. Lights in the corners here. And then there's also lights on the actual columns. You know, kind of stick those there and there. One, you hop up on this little, whoops. Actually, because there's going to be pallets there, that wouldn't be there. What I will do is take it with me. Because it would go over here. I have a macro running, my bad. And then you turn on all your lights, obviously, because it's going to get dark. It does get dark underneath here, but if you have enough lighting, it's actually quite nice. Well lit up. You can even add lights to these guys, these floor lamps, right in here between these to add extra light if you want. But that is your underneath storage area, jerky racks, mushrooms, pallet storage, water storage. And then that's it from there. Now we're going to go up here to the top, to the next level. Oh, I keep calling it the top. It's not the top. I use the, let's go to the floors. The stem floor turned in this particular direction. There we go. That way I could attach the spirally staircase to it. The foundation directly underneath it, and then one to the left if you're facing it. You want to go one left. Based on the way the stairs spin, you want to go left. Little 4x4 right here. Maybe some ramps. Also, too, while you're building, it's always a good idea to try to get if you're not near a water source, either bring a bunch of canteens or build a dew collector close by. Also, you see off in the distance right there to the right is a lean-to. Another thing that's good to have is a lean-to. I'm actually going to go ahead and pause. Let me find the mouse. There we go. That way I can sleep, and then it's not so dark in the video. So I'll be back in just a minute. All right, so we're back at it. We've got the 4 foundations, the little ramps. In my world, I think I have a couple of lights like right here because these little gaps make a perfect spot to put a light. And then I attach spirally stairs. And because it'll attach and anchor to that floor up there, it helps me anchor the next one going up. So that as I run up, it's just a straight up and in. And we're up to the next level. Now up here is where we have the setup for the house, as well as, the setup for the base for the house, which is 5 by 7. So it's still 7 across, but it's only 5 from front to back. And it still gets the 4 foundational corners. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing over here. 2, 4. Now for this one, because it's part of the pantry and I have the pantry built a very specific way, I'm actually going to kind of drop off the edge. I'm going to bring these walls around because I need the walls to all line up once I get higher up. Of course it put it in the wrong spot. Why would it put it in the right spot, chat? I have to get up there and get that down. Luckily it's creative, and I can just do that and then delete it and be done. There. I just need to get that one wrapped around. Okay. So I know it's 5 from that back wall that is sticking up a little bit right there. I know it's 5 going forward. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have that there just for looks. I'm not too worried about the cost. And then the 4 foundations up. And of course. Now it's a little bit different because I have pantry on this side, nice sitting area on this side. Now, for this one, you don't have to sink the wall halfway down. You can just put them in. The reason those walls are sunk halfway down is for the further up the build area. And yes, that does make a difference right there, what I just did by sinking it down. That is going to affect further up. Yeah. I had to think for a second. My bad. And the last foundational structure is right here, where it's 4 high. So this is the building of the pantry. And that's not supposed to be up there. So we have to delete that very top one and get that off of there. So this is the pantry. It is, what is it, 4? 4 wide from side to side, and then from the entrance, which that's where I'm standing, it is 5 to the back. And then we can go ahead and close in this. So this is the area above. Once again, I have to delete some clay foundations that just don't want to, I'm sorry, pebble foundations that just want to do their own thing. Now, out here was that sitting area. Before I fall off the edge, because that will happen. Like I said, all of these in my survival game are all, the grass floor is filling in the bottom so you can't see through them. I'm not going to do that here for the purpose of this video to save a little bit of time. Because these videos are going to be a little bit lengthy. Now I know, same thing, I'm doing that's already setting up for my stairs up from right there, but we'll get to that in a minute. I just me doing a little bit of setup early. Now I wanted to do my walls going up. And normally I would have done the walls around this before putting in this foundation, so as not to have that gap, because if I were to take this out, put in a grass floor so I can step outside, these walls are barren, and I don't like that. I want to have that nice clean look all the way around. Turn that sideways. So I have it like that. And then that continues on with the rest of the upper living area portion. And then this, I don't remember if this was like this or if I left it open. I may have left that like that. And then came in this way. Just for a little bit less obstructed view. And of course, sprig railings everywhere because I will fall off while talking to chat. And I'll do a quick little how-to on setting up this pantry. It's not going to be like the full in-depth. I do have that linked in the description below if you want to see how I set up the pantries. I do have a pantry video specifically for that. But basically what it is you take your boxes, turn them sideways. You want the skinny side like that, and you put them in there. As many as you can, as many as you want. It's up to you. After you get a bunch in, the little half floor, which actually acts as a shelf, which is the perfect width to turn the next set of boxes sideways. And just bring it along this way. A little bit of fine tuning on that rotation. And that continues all the way up, 3 rows high, all the way around the room. This is the only exception because for me, I have this right here. Let me turn that face the right way. And then I put the lights here next to it so that when I come in, there are plenty of lights in here because you got space to put these lights right here in front of the shelves. So it's a very well lit up room. And then I have a row of boxes directly up above this. And there's boxes across here. And then this is a wall of boxes just like this where it's boxes, shelf, boxes all the way up. Same thing goes here. This is more boxes on shelves. And then because we have all of the weed stem walls, when they gave us the weed stem triangle walls, where are they? I switched out and put these here to give that kind of almost like an arch, but not quite. I would rather have an actual vertical half wall to cover the entire edge of this, but for now that's how the pantry looks from the outside. Over here is just, decoration, whatever. Put whatever you want. Or try to figure out why the game is doing that. I think I have bug heads. You can put signs, just representing that there's decorations here. And then the weapon racks. They're not spaced the best. But I always like to have lots of those. And then of course a light in between each one. Because it does get dark in the game at night. That one bothered me. Sorry, I had to fix it. The OCD kicked in. And then over here, you saw a little sitting area. I just did like 4 of these chairs. More decorative stuff. Those aren't positioned the best, but that's okay. And then up above, I went for a little bit more expensive light. I put it, I don't know. One here. But lighting and all that kind of stuff, that's all up to you. You do it however you want. Put signs all over this if you want. Now we're going to go up to the next level up. Where is it? And this way you can still easily get to the pantry. You can go upstairs to the actual living quarters, or you can get to the sitting area or weapon rack area. And we go up here, we're going to delete these because they don't belong. And then because of the way everything is set with the back wall, I have this room a little bit iffy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over just to double check my stuff real quick. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. I just had to check a few things real quick. So let me go ahead and get the base wall. It's going to be weed stem walls, halfway down the foundation. All the way around. Halfway down. Go ahead and complete that all the way around. Just kind of wrap it around for how I have it closed in. Now, directly across from the entrance, solid wall. And then 2 solid walls to the corner, 1 past the corner. Okay. Thanks, game. Now we're going to switch to the window, because I know I have windows on either side of the door. I have 2 windows here. And then I have a window on either side of this area as well for the symmetry. And then when they gave us these cool little door frames, I decided to put one here just to kind of make it work, so to speak. All right, now we're going to go in this way. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and finish in closing these back walls. I had to pause that for a second. Go ahead and close it all the way around. And then this is kind of setting up for the office area. This is setting up for, okay, hello. All the way to the wall. Setting up the bed area. There's no wall down here. And once again, setting up for the office area, because the office is kind of right here. So we did the bed area first. It has some foundations. This whole back section is all just foundationed 1 level up to kind of raise it up, elevate it a little bit. I went with the double bed to make it look more like a master bed, king bed, whatever. King size bed, that's what I mean. Them side by side. Put these on the headboards. And then the way I did it, I just took the 2 pictures. I don't have it here, but there's 2 cloud pictures that if you put them in the correct spots, they flow together quite nicely across there. And then for, don't know why they're letting us do that. I would, if you want to do that kind of stuff, I would do that now. Never know they're going to take that away. I went with a lot of the green lights in here. I guess that was close enough. That's kind of the bed area. It's very simple. Bed, storage underneath for either person. Technically, this is where mine and my wife's spot. Then we have the 2 chairs for the living room area. Where are the chairs? Face them the correct direction. Put in a little coffee table in between. Another table here is the actual coffee table. Flat screen on the wall. Lights. I like to use that center spot right there, just to kind of have all my lights in the same spot. So, TV, bedroom area. There was even a sign on the floor for a doormat. Red clay, red thing. All right, now over here we got a little, had a little bit of fun with it. We're gonna grab the triangle grass wall. I want the regular triangle one. We want to go every half section, like so. And of course, it wants to be difficult on the last one. You've been working fine forever. Now you want to mess up. There. I took one of these lights and put it down at the very bottom of the wall. Tried to center it as the best that I could. And then across the front of this, where's my railing? The armor dummies behind it. The armor dummies. Crazy facing. Okay. This way they have that green back glow behind the armor dummies, and you put whatever armor you want on it. You see I'm missing a set of ant armor in this base. Not really missing. I think it's out in in the box that I've been working out of while building some of the structures. And you can then put the signs on the acorn railings. And there's a spider picture, there's an ant picture, there's a ladybug picture. You can kind of put those armors nearby. If you space these out a little bit better, you could probably make them cover the whole gap. Mine covers the whole gap because I spaced them out to maximize the width of the sign. So I really didn't let them overlay too much because I was trying to cover the gap like that. Then you put your armor dummies behind it. You just walk up and interact with them from here. No big deal. And of course, there's more lights. We have lights everywhere, chat. Now this is where it gets a little interesting. Where's that table? Far into the wall can I put that? Alright, now let's see if it'll let me do the sprig railing again. Up kind of halfway up. Because you can do that, then you can come back with the signs, you know. And I sit in front of a quad monitor setup, so I have 4 monitors in front of me, so kind of what that goes with. Wish I had a better chair, because my chair is better than this one. I mean, in the game. And there is a bright light up here. There's a bright light over here. Let's actually move that other one down to the right there, so on the same row. There are green lights directly behind me on the green screen to help kill the shadows. And there's more lights in the room as well, because why not? So that is the main living area. Now I'm gonna hop up top. We're gonna do the roof real quick. I'm gonna grab my corner piece. I want the squared corner piece, like so. I'm gonna go just to the regular roof piece here, which they have changed the look of it from the underneath side, where it's, instead of having that eye shape, it's more of a square. And when I say eye, I mean like the letter I. As far as the way the design for these sticks are underneath. Now for this, I chose to do clay foundations for my actual roof and then grass underneath it. I could have just done just grass, but I wanted a different look. Plus I already had oh, look at that. More members coming through, so we're going to listen to that for a sec. Actually, no, we're not. Only I can hear it. That's good. People are re-upping their membership. Just sweet. And of course, the very last one. Now I did regular clay foundations because, well, it's cheaper. At the time, pebbles were not respawning, so pebblets were a lot more of a pain in the butt to get. Now they're like super easy now that pebbles respawn. But that is the build. I have one last piece to add to the build, and that is over here above the door frame. And I went with 3 of these guys. 3 of the sprig floor. I grabbed the inverted triangle sprig wall. Because, you know, it's built out of primarily sprigs. And then I went with a little bit more expensive lighting option to include in here. Pretty much the center of each spot has one of these guys. And yes, I know I know that gets expensive because these fireflies are a pain in the butt to find, even for me. But then again, I've kind of started getting pretty good at finding them in the right spots. The downspout by the gutter is a great spot at the corner of the house. Up on top of the hedge, excuse me. I do have a bridge built up there for that reason. You know, to add some more lighting to the room. So, oh yeah, and handrails. Handrails are a big thing. And one last thing that I didn't do yet, which is on this level, which if you've ever seen me streaming, you'll know that I have water on both sides of this with a lot of lights. I'm not going to worry about the lighting right now. But yeah, that's it right there. There is water, the pantry, the sitting area, the living quarters, and then the underneath storage area that you can it has a little ramp to run up into it. Now, right here in the middle, the one thing I said I would show you guys is the little decoration thing that I have. So that's going to be, I'm going to pause for a moment and I'll be right back. I'm going to go check my distance and everything so I can set up those two stuffed bombardier things real quick. I'll be right back. All right, now for that last little decorative piece, it's 7 sections back from and centered on the gate. So I'm just going to use some foundations, throw out 7 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It starts right here and it goes 4 wide. So it's as wide as the gate. Get rid of that for right now. I'm going to delete these just because I want to keep it clean, since I do plan on doing more videos through this area as far as the setup goes. Now, to get these set right, I had to do a second row behind it. And then come in with the triangle pieces. But I'm not going to have that one on the corner. Just the 2 in the center here. I want the corner one left empty. I'm basically going to build a section around this. And yes, it will go up 3 high. And there'll be a stuffed bug on top. For me, they're bombardiers, so I already had them built. If you have something else built and you want to put it up there, go for it. It's just a little extra stuff added to the end here. Like I said, this is a karate chop. I shared this in my Discord for people to use if they wanted to. And I had to make mine a little bit bigger than what he did because I'm using a different stuffed bug. He was using a stuffed soldier ant. Mine is a stuffed bombardier. They take up a little bit more space. And there's Luna back to visit us near the end of the video. And that's all it is. It's just 2 of those just like that. So this other one's going to sit right here. Was going to leave them hollow at first, but then I wanted to attach lights and I realized I probably needed something in that corner to help hold the lights. So before I close in this edge, I'm only going to do a couple of lights on it. So that's it. It's a simple little, fast little build that he shared. And then I sat there and took my time to get these lights to turn and angle out. They don't want to angle out for me for whatever reason. I'm being a pain in the butt. So, normally these would have angled out and we would have lights going up. I mean, or you could just do it like that. I mean, however you want to do your lights. However you want to do it. But that's that right there. So that is the main building for the Crimson Keep, with the storage underneath, the pantry in the middle, and then the living quarters on the very top area. So thank you guys for watching. And if you guys like this content, would like to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on the bell for notifications. Until next video, you guys have a good one.